We're the pussy. We gotta go home. Get that flag. Pick it up. Boys. Ain't coming, boys. Ain't coming.
Coming east. They're coming east. Good job, guys.
Get the flag out, get the flag out, get the flag out.
Flag is good, Captain. Flag is good.
Here we are with an estimated 350 player Smoke and Steel League broadcast to you. This broadcast to you is being brought to you by the 5th New Hampshire Regiment. First round tonight is going to be on the Crecy's Cornfield between the Rank 3 Sussy Brigade and the Rank 4 Jackson's Division. And unlike the previous week in the playoffs, in the second round of the playoffs, it is first to 3 to advance to the championship of this season. So second round will also be Sussy Brigade versus Jackson's Division, except it'll be on the Pry Grist Mill. Here is the current playoff picture as it will stand. Something to note, if they split and go 1-1 tonight, their third round will not be played next week, but the week after that, to allow the 2 rounds of 12th Virginia versus 2 Corps to play out. Regiments playing on the Union side tonight are as follows, followed up by the regiments playing on the opposing CSA side. All this in mind, server population right now is 359. CSA has 182. Union has 177. In terms of artillery, each side has the option, CSA taking 5, the Union taking 3. So the infantry imbalance as a result is going to be, if I can do my math right in my head, 6. I'm probably wrong, but nonetheless, or it's 4, I think. Anyways, it's not that bad of an imbalance here. Appreciate the admins for that. The 23rd New York balanced over to USA, so we appreciate their help with this a lot. Frontline reporters for tonight. Union perspective, we have Archer here from 2 Corps, and then on the CSA side, we have Soundwave from the 7th Michigan. Appreciate these guys so we can see what's going on the ground while seeing what's going on in the sky. And if you're playing in this match, send me a link to your perspective, and that can go in the pinned comment of the video. So, as mentioned moments ago, we are on Crecy's Cornfield. For all the maps you think you would watch in a playoff match where one team picks the map and the other team picks the side, you would think that this map, which has historically been heavily CSA biased, you would not think it would be picked, but nonetheless it was. Sussy Brigade, they being the higher seed, got to pick first on this first map, and they decided to pick the map, which obviously Crecy Cornfield, and then the Jackson's Division side picked the CSA team, leaving Sussy on the Union attack. This map did not have a ticket balance change in the update a couple months ago due to the map being broken. However, a lot of the drill camp skirmish maps had about a 14.1% ticket advantage to the attacking side. And since that wasn't changed, and because, again, a lot of the maps were that 14.1% difference in favor of the attackers, we can assume the CSA is up by about that much. CSA attack on this map, they have the 3rd Alabama with the Mississippi, and the Holcomb Legion with the Enfield. Meanwhile, the Union defense, on the other hand, they have the 39th New York with the Mississippi and the 51st New York with the Springfield 61. Point of contention being in the center of this map. The Union team traditionally will just hold behind the point on the straight fence here, snake fence, kind of on the road line, and temporarily over here behind the point. But as we can see, the Union team is instead holding a pretty forward defense on the right side with one regiment holding off on the back left side. This being a good portion of Sussy Brigade here. They're bringing huge numbers. I mean, you saw at the beginning sheet, they marked down 80 to 84. That is a ridiculous amount of people to have on one side. Irish Volunteer Brigade in a BLN Wednesday event where they were in the championship brought 90-some. And then I think 3rd Alabama brought 102 to a EU reenactment event of Shiloh recently. So if the Sussy Brigade numbers pan out as such, which I haven't looked at that, then, you know, that's probably top 5 regimental numbers in a single night. Union defensive lines, you got 9th Louisiana mixed in with Colquitt's Brigade, Missouri State Guard, and the 23rd New York on the the snake fence. You got the 51st Alabama with Free States Brigade, and then 2 Corps down the side. Sussy Brigade's continuing to motion here a little bit as the CSA presses the eastern side of this map. Kentucky Outlaws, Corn Brigade. I think I saw, actually, I don't know, I'm not going to say that. 5th New Hampshire over here. I thought I saw 10th United States, but I might be tweaking. You never know, right? 7th Michigan Jackson Division pushing to the corner. They are heading straight for the Sussy Brigade line here. Now, I don't know if this is out of bounds for CSA or not. You usually don't see an engagement this far over on this side. But nonetheless, they're pushing here. Some CSA groups on the far southwest side of the map are kind of skirmishing. It's 12th Virginia. Nice big line from them in open order, with the artillery being brought up behind, led by Frosty Space there. So, looks like Jackson's division is, and maybe some more. They're going to charge into Sussy, outnumbered here.
Start shooting fucking
So Jackson's division will get their shots and back off. Sussy numbers hold strong, but CSA at least knows there is a large Union force within the vicinity. Kentucky Outlaws starting to shift over here as well. Again, don't necessarily know if this is inbounds or out of bounds for the CSA side. But Kentucky Outlaws at least probing this for now. So Union team trying to keep distance here on the map. It makes sense for the CSA side, just looking from the overview, to try to push through the corner of this map. It's the only area they can push on this map with cover. There's a lot of stuff in the center here, but nothing too significant in terms of cover. So it makes sense for them to go to this side. And it seems the Union team is trying to force the CSA to charge them. Either just charge across the open here or charge across the open on this side. I mean, that seems to be the idea here. Jackson's division looks like they're sending some more guys. A lot of CSA flags were on the left side, it looks like. Now they're shifting them over to the corn here. It's probably why they have a couple respawns there. But you got to wonder what the CSA side is going to do here. Now, the point is not being defended by the Union team. So if the CSA wants to try to early cap to draw the Union out into combat, by that I mean more charging, they could definitely do that. But Union, I assume, is just going to try to shoot them off whenever they try to go on point, despite, you know, kind of the mixture of cover in the vicinity. Union lines taking shots and falling back down to their artillery. It's a very steep hill. Doesn't look like it from above, but down low, there's a lot of movement there, a lot of elevation change. So, I mean, it's not like there's much CSA over here for them to worry about, but so far, CSA is slightly down on tickets, not by a lot. We're almost 10 minutes into the match, and CSA haven't done anything significant as an attack. Which, again, 45 minutes on a War of Rights match, a long time, right? But at the same time, that time can go by fast, especially if you're trying to figure out, you know, it just being a regiment trying to lead. It can be difficult at times. 59th New York falling off of the rest of Sussy Brigade, shifting over to a half stone wall here, getting some shots.
Fuck that corner. Good hustle.
There they go, they're running away.
I see him moving right behind that house.
So, CSA starts going up and over to the cabin here. I mean, eventually they're going to have to push. I mean, they're not really doing anything. They're just all kind of balled up here, some of them shooting. Not too much more than that. What do you got here? Jackson Division looks like they're trying to hit some of the Sussy guys again.
Look, they're moving up.
Jackson's division just going to take their shots and fall back. Nothing too crazy here. Rest of the CSA team pushing up. They're not on point. If I'm CSA here, I early cap point. There's no downside for them to early cap the point right now. You stop the black timer. Time is almost kind of an issue for the CSA team right now. So if you early cap, you stop the timer, you're going to force the Union team to charge. Which in the end, that's what you want as CSA. Because there really hasn't been a lot of action so far in the first 10 minutes. I mean, there's been a lot of movement and some shooting. But that's really about it. So, you know, early capping, you know, you can argue if it's a good or bad situation, but the attackers need more time right now, and it's not like the defenders are down on tickets right now. The defenders are up on tickets, so if Union eventually retakes the point, they're not going to regain any tickets, assuming that stays through the whole counterattack. So, I really don't see the reason why CSA just doesn't push their line forward and early cap. I mean, I don't recall the last time. I don't even know if I've ever seen Union win this map. But, so, a little interesting. But it looks like we finally have some motion on the point. Although, are they running off of it? 8th Ohio slipping by. It almost looks like they're just trying to run by, maybe. I mean, we'll see if they're on point or not. I mean, CSA lines, you got 7th Michigan. They're taking volleys kind of almost on the side. 12th Virginia is kind of pushed up on the side here. And CSA refuses to get on point. I don't know why they aren't going on point. You know, for the lineup tonight, right, you have obviously this map, Jackson's Division on CSA. And then next round is Pry Grist Mill. Sussy Brigade is going to be CSA. Jackson's Division is going to be Union. Which on high pop, Pry Grist Mill is very difficult for Union. Despite them having pistols and crap. But this map, I am a little lost at Jackson's Division strategy here. Because, I mean, okay. Going into a match of War of Rights. You can... I mean, obviously have a plan going into the round. The plans are usually not going to survive first contact. I mean, that just makes sense, right? You don't know what the enemy's going to do. Things just change, right? But at this point in the round, we're almost a third of the way through the match. CSA team has not changed their strategy originally. The only changing of strategies is moving their team from to the corn to the open area here. They have done nothing else. So they need to start changing up what they're doing, and that means either early capping or charging, because this is not working for you. Union's done a good job of keeping distance. I mean, really, you say, like, Union does a good job at keeping distance, but it's like CSA's not getting up and close to them, right? Union's falling, especially Sussy Brigade over here. They're about as far back as they can go. Union main spawn, you just saw the 3 guys here spawning. I mean, they can't go back much further. So CSA really should early cap here, stop the timer, force the Union team out, and it looks like they're going to start doing that. 7th Michigan on the point right now. Now the question is going to be, how is the Union team going to react? Union's done a good job so far, but now they're going to have to play the offensive. Black timer stops, gold timer begins, 20 minutes since the defenders are in battle ready. The Union team will have to retake, but again, 20 minutes, a lot of time to do that. Generally, if you're a defender, especially if you're doing well on time, which the Union so far is, if you're Union, you want to try to retake this point as quickly as possible, because your goal as a defender is get the black timer down to 0. And War of Rights matches generally come down to tickets, or they're going to come down to time. And Union so far is making this a battle of time. They're slightly making it a battle of tickets, because they are up, but they're not up by a significant amount, at least compared to the amount of time. So Union, in my opinion, should try to retake this as quickly as you can. Now, obviously, that's not going to be an easy task. I mean, if we look at the server pop, we're up to 377 at this point. CSA up by 5. Considering the artillery imbalance, CSA taking 4, Union taking 3. So, I mean, it's a 4-man infantry imbalance in favor of CSA side. I know, contestable numbers there, but really, Union got to put this sooner than later. Now, you could argue too, right? If Union, instead of wanting to make this a time battle, wants to make it more of a shootout, or like a ticket battle, I should say, a ticket battle instead of time, the Union team doesn't have to necessarily retake right away, right? If they're finding a way to get a ticket lead and they can keep expanding that ticket lead as the counterattack keeps going, you know, then they can keep doing that. Obviously, you can't do it forever just due to the fact that, you know, you only got 20 minutes. I mean, you could try to hit CSA to last stand, but if you're going to do that, you need to charge non-stop. The roles flip, CSA's defending, right? Union's counterattacking. That's why CSA can hit last stand. Normally, that is a defender last stage. Attacker's final push. Union would hit final push during a counterattack. Sussy Brigade's starting to move. They're getting formed up. Now, I don't know if the CSA team is just focusing on the Union team in front of them or just forgotten about Sussy. Either or, but Union's starting to make a little movement here. Colquitt's Brigade pushing up on 12th Virginia. Gotta wonder when Sussy Brigade's gonna hit, and here they come. So Sussy going to keep up the fire. CSA team is kind of shifting. Union going for a little bit of a pincer. 12th Virginia is still holding off pretty well over there as more Union pour in to try to throw them out. On here, 10th United States Corn Brigade starting to shift. Form up a line on Sussy's side. Kentucky Outlaws, they're going to just charge right in. So Sussy Brigade backs off as Kentucky Outlaws hit them. Meanwhile, the opposite side of the map, 12th Virginia will get pushed out by multiple Union groups. 51st Alabama over here helping out Colquitt's Brigade. But nice couple of shots there from 7th Michigan. And they're going to push that. I mean, you know, even if it's a counterattack and you are defending the point of CSA, you know, being aggressive and trying to get kills and maybe get flags down if the opportunity presents itself is not a bad idea. So I'd like to push up. Union backs off, though.
Hold this.
So, and I mean, Union's team, they haven't really tried to, I mean, they've been pinching through the shootout, but they haven't really charged in together yet. Now, if you're the CSA team, they're kind of sitting in the middle here. CSA could honestly try to just charge out one of these sides and get a wipe. Because, I mean, it's not that profound as it can be at times, but Union teams almost kind of surrounded CSA side. And if CSA team just groups up, which they are kind of spread out themselves, but if CSA just groups out and punches one of these two sides, they're going to have the numbers advantage. As long as they can coordinate and move it quick. But for now, they're going to stay content with holding the center. Sussy Brigade are really trying to flank around right now. But we are almost a fourth of the way through the counterattack. CSA hits engaged first, but Union is shortly to follow.
Yeah, I want one big.
And I'm almost surprised CSA is not charging out. Sussy Brigade hitting the corn. Are they going up and over? Looks like they are. Officer in front leading the way. Here comes Sussy.
Guys, on the line, back up on the line.
Back
Cut him down, boys. Cut him the fuck down.
Spread out. We're the pussies. No, we gotta go. Get that flag. Pick it up. Pick it up. Boys.
Coming east. They're coming east. Good job, guys.
Get the flag out, get the flag out, get the flag out. Keep burning,
Flag is good, Captain. Flag is good.
CSA reinforcements show up and they're cleaning a good portion of this out, and the rest of the Union team didn't charge there or get involved. And that's the thing, just zooming out here, a lot of the CSA turned to where Sussy was going. The rest of the Union team did not do anything there, and that allows CSA to react to only the one thing that's trying to hit them. That did look very cool, though. I will admit that.
Over here, guys, over here. Skedaddle.
So CSA, ticket lead swings back in their favor. Now the thing is, right, rest of the Union's pushing in, and now CSA can turn their attention here. Although CSA is a little spread out, Union could take advantage. Here they come.
Oh, nice shot.
So Union team gets initial success. Tactical Potato getting the flag a good amount of the way out. Rest of the CSA holding back for now. I don't know how you got the flag out. Good job on Tactical Potato there. Union team starts to push back on the point. And if I'm CSA here, if Union's going to hold themselves out here, you might as well try to engage them, I guess.
Hold it, boys! Hold it! Got a flag southeast. Reload your rifles, boys. Open fire. Two companies here, the companies. Race.
So, Union team attempt to retake, fails as CSA. Men alive, push forward. You have some Union guys back here kind of shooting it out. The Free States Brigade here. So 59, I mean, literally just a bunch of respawns, it looks like, by the flags here. But at this point, Union side has been acting a little independently, and CSA is kind of taking advantage of that in a lot of ways. They have a slight ticket lead, which Union will regain a little bit, assuming they retake the point here, which CSA is taking it back. Zapstar trying to push his men forward to retake the point. A second effort by the Union team. Here they come.
Their flags are to the left.
Stab and go. The guy behind you will get it. Stab and go.
Stab and go. Stop being glory.
Heavy push off the side.
Stop.
Get your bears on.
Die, Italian! Die, Italian!
Boy, I know I make
Touch them. Going to touch you.
So second effort by the Union team will prevail. CSA got their flags out in the middle of that engagement. Not a bad idea. Union's continuing to push forward here.
Michigan and flags. We're going to the top of the hill west. Go west. Go west. 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 West.
Oh, they coming, boys.
You will be slaughtered like boys. You are nothing.
Dumbass. Don't charge me with your bag, dipshit. Sit the fuck down and get this terrible. Boy power. Oh no.
I declare you dead.
Boy power.
So in the end, Union team is going to push the CSA side out. Good on CSA to get all their flags out. And CSA will reform. They are the first to hit taking losses. Union team, very close to follow. But Union retains the lead. Black Timer continues, but if you're CSA, that's why you early cap in the situation they're in. Time was an issue. Tickets were an issue. You early cap. You know, it's not always going to work, but when it does, like it just did, it's beautiful. Now, the ticket gap is definitely closed between each side. Like, it's gotten a lot closer. Union team was kind of getting a little bit of our lead a little earlier. But CSA kind of worked it back a little, and the fact that both sides are taking losses with 31 minutes on the black timer, huge. Generally, in my opinion, now people will vary on this, but as an attacker, you want to try and hit the defender down to engaged by 30 and then taking losses by 20. And I apologize, I kind of slowed down because there's like a little bug that started going on my PC was spinning around in front of me. I was like, what is that? What is that thing? There's no bugs in War of Rights. There's only chirping birds, even though there's no birds in the trees. Make it make sense, guys. You know, at Roulette Lane, they need to put bees in. And allow the bees to kill the players. It'd be funny if you could then shoot back at the bees and deal damage. And then a boss fight appears. That canister shot. That was a little rough.
That was the worst cannon I have ever seen.
I mean, he's not wrong. It's a horrible angle. It is an absolutely horrid angle. 420's great man, though. Great man. Very nice to chat with. But it's look at this angle just from the gun's perspective, right? You can barely see the heads of CS. You're not going to hit a shot unless you hit the fuse time right and you hit above their head. And canister ain't working at this range. So, CSA team, now that they're kind of formed up, starting to form a line with make it a shootout with the Union team, was kind of mirroring in a sense. But if the CSA want to do a shootout at this point, it is perfectly fine for them to do it. And that's just because they have the time to do it. Again, the glory of early capping, in a lot of ways. Now, obviously, depending on the circumstance, you don't always need to do it. It can be bad for you, sure. But in an instance like this, it's a phenomenal thing because, again, we've already talked about time and tickets being a huge part of it. But since the attackers and defenders lost a lot of tickets, or at least the defenders don't have many tickets left, the attackers don't have to stress as much about time. Less stress means better decision-making, usually better comms. You know, stress just increases everything out the roof. So, it's a really good early cap. And it makes it a little concerning here for Plessy Brigade on the Union side. because you got yourself a little bit of a ticket lead at the beginning, but it essentially vanished. And if you're a defender and you're trying to play a game of tickets, which at this point it's going to be a game of tickets, not a game of time anymore. Again, the glories of an early cap.
Yes.
But if you're a defender, you need to get about a third to a half morale stage lead to give yourself some comfortable distance when both teams hit the last morale stage. Nice silent attack here from Sussy. 30th Ohio caught lacking. And CSA lines immediately shift.
Oh my God. Reinforce the left. Back east.
Fall back.
Keep hitting T repeatedly.
Multiple groups. 5th New Hampshire, 8th Ohio charging this out. Sussy reforms in the distance. I'm surprised they didn't stay for the engagement, but 5th New Hampshire is going to run in here a little off the group. Those are the type of charges you can't afford. Kentucky Outlaws now trickling through here. I mean, we are eventually going to see the ticket result of this, but CSA trickling in here is not going to help their cause at all. I think the United States not trickling in.
Sorry.
They're behind us. Fucking square up, back to back.
360.
Stone, you're out of line. Get back.
So Sussy will prevail us in the end. A couple guys left. You got more CSA pushing this way. If I'm the rest of the Union team, I'm pushing these CSA groups out here. A lot of CSA's attention is being... And maybe Union just doesn't realize, but Jackson's division now pushing through. They're trying to wipe Sussy with 30th Ohio's help.
Go away.
Get into boys. Get into boys.
Retreat.
Those are dumb as fuck, by the way.
So CSA's going to wipe in the end. Sussy Brigade's flag... I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is. Who's got it? Who brought it out? Well, who's a good lad? Wes here. Yes, sir. So, in the end, that nets CSA a positive. CSA slightly up on tickets. And it looks like server is discussing potential balance here. CSA up by 10 right now on the Union side. Again, not atrocious. It's about a 15-man imbalance to where it matters. But... seems they're just trying to give Union a little bit of help here. By that I mean balance the game more. I mean, it is giving Union help. It's not like we're dropping in a care package to give Union a boost here. They could do that, would be crazy. It's like, imagine if we could do the Hunger Games where people watching the live stream could donate to their regiment and it gives them like a bonus or something like that. That'd be crazy.
This way, this way.
Although that'd be kind of a funny fundraiser for the devs to do, like fundraise for the game where in pubs you could just, I don't know. I don't know if people would spend money on that. It'd be a little funny to watch, I think, but... CSA on point again. Looks like they're just running through it, though. I mean, at this point in the match, if you're the CSA side, you can early cap. In my opinion, you shouldn't. Just because both sides are very close to breaking. Once Union hits breaking, then you can capture and win the game. There's so much time left, not going to be a huge thing. The thing is, though, is that if you, as CSA, capture right now, the Union team, again, we mentioned it briefly earlier, and if you watch this channel a lot, or just know the game mechanics, the roles flip, right? If CSA early caps the point, which is an early cap, as long as the defenders aren't breaking or last stand, but the roles flip, CSA becomes the defenders. If Union could then hit CSA into last stand, they could do some damage. Now, you almost got to wonder... again, there's no real rules outside of follow the leading regiment, right? And wear some tags on when you're... tags? I said that weird. But if I'm Union team, I almost consider turtling at this point. Now, it's a word a lot of people don't like to hear, but this round is not looking favorable to the Union team right now. And it's just, they're not doing good on time at this point. They're not doing good on tickets. They're not up by a lot. So, if I'm Union, I need to force CSA to early cap. And then push them in the last stand. We got a little charge here. Kentucky Outlaws going in. 59th New York. If CSA intends to early cap right now, they should not be charging in like this because it's just pushing you that much closer to your final stage. Who's on point here? They're just running through. It looks like 5th New Hampshire is trying to go up here. They weren't trying to cap it. But CSA's just got to watch it here. I mean, if I'm Union, I turtle for CSA to early cap and back off. If I'm CSA, I mean, you just kind of keep doing it if someone's on point. It's not these guys. They're out of line. It might be the guys edging the point here. It's questionable. I mean, unless the Union team magically wipes a huge portion of the CSA team as they hit last stand and they wipe flags, I mean, it's going to be difficult for the Union team to do well with the tickets being this even. But you got Sussy Brigade, huge movement through the corner right now. You know, a lot of the CSA team is crammed in a tiny area. CSA guys keep going on and off point right now. Not intentionally either. Kentucky Outlaws shifting. Maybe they were spotted. A lot of the CSA moving here. Nightmare just got a kill over there. Oh, I wonder if Decoys just saw him. He was looking this way. Zapstar's starting to shift his line. Oh, Kentucky Outlaws.
On this line right here to my left. Fire into the corn.
Swing it out.
They got lucky timing.
In the corn.
And they did fire at some Union. CSA line shifting. The other parts of the Union team have to push up here, unless Sussy's just going to shoot and fall back. Which it looks like there's, that's what they're trying to do anyways. 10th United States rolling through the corn right now. Union line shifting a little bit. 59th New York pulling off. Got a lot of Union guys spread out in this general area here. Don't want to be dying independently here. Both sides of less than a fourth of a morale stage from breaking. Union team, they have to turtle. Or they're going to have to outright win a couple charges here to end a round. It is getting a little too close in my opinion for Union here. 59th New York starting to tail 10th United States and some 5th New Hampshire are pushing through the corn here. I think trying to find Sussy where they were last time. And if I'm CSA, I start pre-capping this right now. Just so that the moment Union hits breaking, you cap end the game. And that's what you got here with Gerald, Cannon Fodder, and Agrippa. Intentional or not, that's what they're doing. And Agrippa's running away. Meanwhile, you got some more CSA. I don't know what Union's doing here. They're acting like they're not on the verge of hitting breaking. CSA's pre-capping.
You missed. One beat, by the way. Keep killing them out.
Listen, this is our corn, boys, okay? Get out of here. Okay? Alright, get out of here. Listen,
Union's gonna hit breaking.
Okay, we're cobbing around here, okay?
My fucking corn, Johnny Red. My fucking
Union needs to start pushing the point here. Unless CSA early caps this, Union... Holy crap. They get off the cap in the nick of time. Smart plays there from Jackson's division. Union's got to make their way. 2 Corps, 6 Louisiana, pushing on point. Starting to decap it to make sure CSA just can't win off the rip good on them. Sussy Brigade splitting up into 2. Some are heading straight towards the CSA lines.
in front of us.
This is why we brace the fence.
Both sides hit breaking at the same time, so CSA captures point, they win the game. Bodies being poured on the point. A lot of CSA from the south-southwest rushing onto the point. And Union team needs to get onto the point to contest it, although it looks like they're too far away and too scattered.
Yep, south.
Why are you pulling up the point, 9th Louisiana?
New line, new line, new line.
What? I don't know why there's hesitation in the Union lines here. Charging everywhere. And with that, Jackson's division is going to win the first game of 3. Sussy Brigade picking the map, Crecy's Cornfield. Jackson's division picking CSA. And Jackson's division is going to pay it off with a round 1 victory here. I mean, really good start for Sussy Brigade. Jackson's division, I don't know if they were expecting Union to be more forward, but nonetheless, they eventually early capped. A great decision on their part. Bought both sides down. Really 2 morale stages during the counterattack. And Union team just kind of... It just felt like Union should have turtled halfway through taking losses. Just because this map made an easy one for Union. Tickets were fairly even. The only time Union team was getting a ticket lead was when they just sat back and kept distance from CSA when CSA was refusing to charge them. And the moment that Union was getting close to breaking, and when they got into breaking, there was no sense of urgency from a couple of the Union regiments to get on point. A little confusing there, but nonetheless, Jackson's division is going to carry the first game here. We'll move on to the second round. If Jackson's division wins this round, they advance, but obviously we'll discuss that in the second round. But good first round. We'll see y'all shortly for round number 2. Before we get into the second round, I'd like to quickly give a shout out to our YouTube members. Your support is greatly appreciated as it helps the work that we do here now, including the work that I have planned for the future of this channel, which, believe me, we have big things coming along the way, regardless of how long that takes. If you want to get live streams of all the War of Rights broadcasts that we do, including an exclusive non-War of Rights broadcast on the weekly, consider becoming a YouTube member down below. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the second round. And here we are with the start of our second round on the Pry Grist Mill. The sides did flip, so Union now CSA, and CSA now Union. Total pop is 372, CSA 185, Union 187. No artillery, so the infantry in balance is now only 1 in favor of the Union side. And Union team is going in right away. Jackson's division picked this map. Sussy got to pick the map last time, so Jackson's division gets to pick the map this time. Sussy Brigade decided to play as CSA. So, Jackson's division leading Union. Jackson's division, they win this round. They advance. Sussy Brigade faces elimination, but if they win this round, we will advance to a tiebreaker. Not next week, but the week after that. We'll see what happens as Union team is going across the creek here. Now, it is important, I think, to note here that the round was started, and they played about 45 seconds of the round, then had to restart the round. Now, did they say a reason in the chat? I do not see. I did not see a reason in the chat why they restarted the round, but Union team was charging across this when they restarted, so the CSA given a little leeway, so a little bit of an advantage there, you could argue, for Sussy Brigade. But nonetheless, not all the Union team charged across. They did not charge across with their flags. And so it looks like, in the end, Union team is going to be held here. This map is an 18% ticket advantage to the attacking Union side. The developers did not touch this in the ticket balance change a couple of months ago. The only thing they did change was the final push timer, where they lowered it from 208 seconds to 178 seconds, that being the amount of time the black timer will drop to if the attackers hit their final stage of final push, assuming they are not already below that timer. Union attack on this map, they have the 2nd and the 10th United States, both with the Springfield 61, and they have the 6th Pennsylvania Cavalry, with the options of the Sharps Carbine, Colt Army, and the Saber. So you can see the Union non-cav starting to get into action with some of the CSA regiments. CSA regiments, they have the 1st Georgia with the option of the Enfield and the Springfield 42, so the shotguns. CSA also has the Holcomb Legion with the Enfield, and they have a cav unit of their own in the Jefferson Davis Legion with the option of the carbine, Sharp's carbine anyways, the Colt Army pistol, and then the swords. So CSA has a weaponry advantage just because they have the 1st Georgia with the 42s, but nonetheless, the battle commences.
Stack up on the rock. Use cover.
So, Union team, it looks like they have Sussy Brigade kind of hunkering down on the left side. 2 Corps stapled to their right, with 9th Louisiana starting to shift to that left side. CSA has a lot on the opposite side that just held a charge a moment ago. You got Missouri State Guard and the Colquitt's Brigade setting themselves up on point, ensuring Union can't early cap. And you got a lot of other groups like the 51st Alabama. I always mix up those 2 groups, the 51st Alabama and the 51st Pennsylvania. But you got those guys and the Free States Brigade. Quickly looking at it, Jackson's division is the Union, Skirms, or Cav, and it looks like 1st Delaware, 30th Virginia, 10th Southern Cross, some 5th Florida, or the Banners guys are the Cav or the CSA side. Union, meanwhile, again, that charge failed on the left, but they're all starting to shift their attention to the right side of this map where they've got a bit of a foothold. CSA keeping their distance here. Union, it's all kind of bumped up together, but you got the 10th United States, 7th Michigan to their side, mixed in with the 5th New Hampshire and a lot of Jackson division.
I'm stupid. We're on my
Jesus Christ.
The Union are coming.
Oh my God, northeast up the hill.
So the problem for the Union side is, I mean, they do have a foothold, and that's a start. But you can see, look how clumped up the Union is on this side compared to the CSA. CSA is shooting from a very spread out line into a very clumped up Union. It's going to rack up a lot of kills, especially with the 42s, if they're using them. So you got Union Cav starting to push out here, use the pistols. Which, a couple good CSA shots is knocking these guys down before, at least a couple of them down before they can do too much. Looks like you got Hudson rolling up here. Oh, bye Hudson. But Union team, they're just going to lose this shootout naturally just due to the fact, again, CSA is really spread out, shooting into a very clumped up Union. It's going to be a lot easier for CSA to hit shots and vice versa. And you can see that in the ticket difference right now. CSA up by a third. Union main spawns pushing out, trying to hit the left side again. 7th Michigan going in with some Jackson division. Union has 3 of their flags over here. So it looks like they're maybe trying to pull CSA into the far side of the map to allow the Union team to get across and get a foothold on this side. But CSA not fooled. They didn't even really react initially to Union hitting the opposing side. Union's trying to get into the building. You can't put flags in the building. Speaking of that, Union flags are not crossing.
Get in there, boys.
So CSA is just keeping distance, letting their loads do the work. Union footholds sort of decapulating on that side, but that's because Union's got all the flags over here spawning guys in. How did Spec make it to the line there?
Keep loading. Hold.
Nice team kill. Oh! So CSA starting to slowly, I mean, they were kind of winning that. You got more Union waves. Meanwhile, on this far side, you got a couple Union guys left. But not a lot that are really distracting a portion of the CSA side here. So Union has a numbers advantage that they could try to take advantage of. A little difficult too. CSA's held strongly here so far.
fucking
Fire up, they're dead, they're dying. We're gonna take it.
Advance. 20 yards, if that.
Some of the Union team is on point right now. Oh, it's just the guys on CSA or left pushing here. So the whole Union team is hitting CSA right. CSA has to respond. Some of them starting to shift. 59th New York already moving over here with 9th Louisiana and more. And they're about to hit these guys in the behind.
Someone kill this guy with a revolver, please. He's gonna kill me. He's gonna kill me.
Union hits engage. CSA is close to follow, though. Union might have a chance to get a foothold over here, and they've charged through.
Oh, we gonna take it. We gonna take it. Hey, come back. Come back.
So Union, huge opportunity for them. A lot of smoke. Kind of difficult to see what's going on here, but that's a huge foothold for the Union team. I mean, good job by Union. You know, on these high pop servers, you got to play a little bit of deception. And that's what you saw from Jackson's division there, keeping all their flags on one side and charging everyone on the opposite side. CSA a little slower to react. Now the question is will the CSA team try to throw the Union team out of the Pry Grist Mill? Union flags a little indecisive if they're trying to cross over or not, which could leave a little bit of an advantage for the CSA side. But for now, CSA looks content with just forming a line at a distance and just kind of shooting down into Union, who's got a little bit of a clumped up area here.
Inline, get on this line, boys, get on this line. Fire him up, fire him up, fire him up, fire him up, boys, fire him up.
You just can't see anything.
On this line, boys, on this line. Reload, fire, quick as you can fire, quick as you can fire, boys. Quick as you can fire, boys. Reload.
As soon as you get that weapon squared on him, let loose there. Too close, you can't miss.
That's not penetrate, Ellie, is not the point.
Keep shooting, guys. Keep shooting. Inline.
So in these cases, if the CSA team does decide to push the Union out, Union team will have to hold obviously in front of them, but CSA will try to flank around through the water here to get behind the Union and collapse in. Especially just because Union team likes to hold their flags, you know, behind their lines, so it's a good idea to approach them here. Union flags, again, they can't go inside the mill. It is out of bounds for them. They will die in 30 seconds. Now, I don't know if they could spawn someone in or not, but that's besides the point. CSA cavalry trying to get on the flank, hit some Union guys that are crossing. CSA sometimes will do this where they cross to the other side and try to get behind the Union. You do have a Union group or so. Pushing 8th Ohio, maybe trying to secure this flank, hit some of the CSA guys that are crossing. Dang.
Jesus, dude, that dude fucking blew up.
Yeah, he really did, Shockwave. Oh. So 8th Ohio just trying to protect that side a little bit. And even though Union's had some gains, it looked like they closed the ticket gap and they got some ground. They're starting to drop again in tickets. A little while. I'm shocked you got guys volleying here. Jackson's division pouring a lot of their guys into the mill right now. And they're having a little party here. Got multiple floors of fun here. So just trying to spread out a little more. I mean, if you're like, why isn't Union expanding into the woods anymore to the west? It is out of bounds. So again, they are really crammed in this corner here. CSA team is kind of backing off here more and more and more. Again, just trying to keep a distance, almost kind of maybe trying to bait the Union to push out, regardless keeping distance here. Which this battle is very much going to be a battle of tickets compared to... not really compared to anything. I mean, compared to the last round, yeah.
Maintain your fire, boys. Keep it up.
Keep firing at them.
Guys, you're getting a push. You can't let this happen.
I didn't know we had some Mongolians among us.
Fill in the gap.
Very impressive. Union team gonna hit that side path though. Jackson Division. Looks like they're trying to hit around and get on the CSA left side where Sussy Brigade's holding. Trying to use that cav at close range with the pistols. They're getting a lot of shots off.
In the water, officer. Frosty, I'm scared. Get him, old man Jenkins. To me! Nice job, boys.
To me!
Plug it.
Get the zap.
They're in the fucking pocket. Just shoot it, boys.
Good.
It's Zapstar! It's Zapstar! You're not taking the gutter, Zap! Get away! Go!
And Star is cooking with his pistol right there. Oh, man, old Toby just shot him. I'm sorry, Star.
It might be the gutter down under. I don't mean you to...
So they're keeping up a close firefight there. Union Slide has a slight edge on tickets right now. Looking a little promising for Jackson's division right now. I mean, CSA looked like they were starting to get a lead, but Union's kind of turned that back. 15 Red's going in with it. He gets domed by Mr. Blaze.
Just occupy this dugout. Don't let them take the dugout.
Occupy it. Oh my goodness. Bayonets down. Shooting them.
And you can see CSA lines are kind of backing off as more and more Union are filing in. Is someone going to try to jump onto the lure here? Do it. Do it. Aww. The real degenerate just died. Aww. Another guy just died. Can we get another? Sky Ranger trying to get his shot off. And he goes down. T-Dub doesn't like that. Provost here. Oh. Bubba just topped out and survived. Granted, he used the wall there to sun cover. But Union team's kind of making a breakout here. And they're really using the cav as kind of a... I don't know the right word for it. Vanguard of this Union team that's pushing out. I mean, you can see the amount of smoke the pistols are causing here. You can't let the cav, for either team, really just let rip on those pistols. And Union lead, Jackson's division's lead is starting to grow here. If only the CSA had a nuke to drop. Imagine if they could do that. There was a StarCraft 2 game. It was an arcade game where it'd be a 4v4 generally at high pop. But the gist of it is you get materials over time, and you could use those minerals or materials. I should say minerals. But you get these minerals. You can place down buildings that'll spawn troops every X amount of seconds. And then your troops just clash in the middle. And so you keep building and building and upgrading and upgrading, destroying your old stuff because you only have a limited amount of things you can place down. But your builder can spawn in a nuke. Each person's builder can. So if your team starts to get destroyed, you can throw in the nuke and, you know, give your team a little bit of leeway. Fun game. Used to like that a lot. Union Cav trying to push up again, and this lead is getting concerning. Now, you don't even have... I think part of the zooming out here, and I don't know how long CSA has been split up like this, but there's a good amount of CSA over... I guess there's a fair amount of Union, too, but a lot more CSA over on this side. 2 core holding in the center here. And you got, looks like the cav of the CSA team on this left side. So Union might just almost outgun. And the thing is, too, is why is Sussy Brigade keeping their cavalry on the far side? Now, I know these guys are, you know, they reload at half or double the speed, you know, 10 seconds compared to 20. Doesn't matter if they're standing or kneeling, but I don't know why you're putting the guys with faster shots in the pistols on the far side of the map when you could put them right up where a lot of the close combat it is. So Sussy Brigade not necessarily utilizing the cav on their side compared to Jackson's division here, who's just put their cav in the forefront at the close range, and they're putting in work. CSA lines falling back here and just kind of giving up the ground here. And I mean, can you blame the CSA team, right? Union team's putting in some work. Now, the question is, Union can charge into these CSA lines here. CSA backs up even further and goes behind their main spawn over here, which there's a bridge there. Hello. Then CSA, you know, if they turtle, they could force Union to early cap, which we didn't see Sussy do last round, and so they probably would not do it this round just based on that alone. Because if you don't turtle in a situation where it makes perfect sense to turtle, you're not going to turtle anywhere else. So, I mean, we'll see if Union side decides to early cap at this point. That's going to be the thing, because they could push through the point and charge the CSA guys out here, which CSA is the team's kind of forming a huge line on the left side right now. And again, I just wonder if they're trying to force an early cap here. I mean, again, right? I mean, this season of SSL, I mean, yeah, we started this season of Smoke and Steel League on January 14th of 2026. It has almost been 5 months for a season. You know, people argue whether certain strategies like turtling are good or bad. But, you know, when you play an event, and I mean this applies to real life sports too, but 5 months of playing an event, you know, you got to pull out all the stops, even if you don't like to do it. So, Union team kind of staying still. I mean, there's been a lot of tickets dealt, not to the extreme as we saw last round relative to time, right? You know, it was like the 30-minute mark when both sides had taken losses, but that was because the early cap was so long. We haven't seen an early cap yet on this map. So this map, it's been a lot more kills per second, that's for sure. But Union team has time to figure out what they want to do. Looks like they're going to start inching forward here.
Some fucking hate on it.
And so if I'm Jackson's division at this point, I don't early cap. You've got 25 minutes. You dang near going to find a way to hit the CSA down to breaking. It's gonna happen. Now, Union team is on point. Some of the Jackson's division and 12th Virginia guys' lines are on point here.
Don't cap, off the flag. Move it. Off the flag.
Remix is about to start team killing people. He's gonna team kill this guy. Or the poop chucker might.
Kill him, poop, kill him. Right front.
Oh, okay.
No! Poop, kill him! Oh, my days. So, are they still going?
Bro, alright, hold on, pause. Who needs to change their fucking batteries in their smoke alarm? I heard that shit. Who the fuck? Who has low batteries in their fucking smoke detectors?
Dude, but it might be Southern Regiment.
Is it you? Are your smoke detector batteries low?
Listen, despite the regiment I'm in, I live up north.
We can afford batteries here! We can afford batteries! Things are serious! Like I said, we keep that rolling! We keep it rolling! We roll out the batteries! It's rolling!
Both sides have taken losses. Union team just dropping into it. And Union team, similar to what we saw at Jackson's division in the previous round, they have guys keep edging it.
Oh wait, are we supposed to be
Guys,
I'm in team speak right now, remix that
left of the white barn, left of the white barn. Shoot him.
Yeah, they're popping out left of the barn now.
Shameful display.
This is... I mean, this is a very similar situation to last round, except the attackers, Jax's division, is up pickets. More than last round. So, I mean, I really think Sushi should turtle here. I mean, maybe do the shootout a little more, but turtle. Force Jackson's division to early cap. And then try to hit in the last stand. It's more obvious this round than last round. Actually, I need to look back to see what the ticket difference was at last round because I thought it was even. I think it was even. I just took a second, but I mean, in a shootout, when each side is, when the shootout's occurring, what I've seen historically, are they actually doing it? Wow. But if there's a shootout that happens, whoever has more tickets overall is going to generally do better in the shootout. They're slowly going to start getting a lead in the shootout because shootouts are generally even trades and kills. And the reason why that is because there's so many factors going into if someone's shot actually hits that it all kind of evens out. And this is what I've seen in the past with the bars moving down too. I mean, when you're shooting, right, there's concealment, there's cover, there's the skill of the person, there's the sway of the weapon, how suppressed are they? Are they a good shot? Because skill matters much more than it did a year ago because they decreased the bullet spread. So there's all these factors, and the amount of people on each side and the variation between all of that, it generally is an even trade in kills, meaning an even trade of tickets, which means if one team has more tickets overall, in theory, they should win the shootout. And so with the Union team just kind of making this a shootout, they have an 18% ticket advantage on this map. The CSA side, in theory, is going to lose the shootout, and that's what we're seeing so far. I mean, CSA side is, down a good fourth of a stage, almost a third. Fifth New Hampshire's over here for Union. They're about to get charged by Cal.
Yeah, you definitely got the officer. Yep. Every one of us have a pistol.
Oh no, where are you going?
Drop the gun! Drop the gun!
I still am a little confused by Sushi Brigade's use of the Cav. That's kind of been the biggest difference between both these teams for this round, really.
Independent fire!
8th Ohio, 30th Ohio, Corn Brigade moving over to where that Cav is. A lot of the CSA team, they were in the barn, but now they're pushing out. This is a ballsy play by Sussy. And they're going to go in. The CSA Cav was not a part of that charge, and it's still not a part of this charge. And this ticket gap is growing heavily in Jackson's division favor right now. This is over for Sussy. It's too late in the round. You're not overcoming a half morale stage difference at this point with the amount of tickets left. Union team starting to push guys on the point.
Push them back into the water.
Confederate trash.
I'm sorry.
Shoot him as they come over. Shoot him as they come over. Shoot him as they come over.
So CSA, it's breaking. Jackson's division, whenever they cap the point, they'll win the game. They're up by so many tickets right now. This is absurd. You still got sporadic charging here. What is that? Oh. I mean, Union taking control of this divot here, like they did before. I mean, Jackson's division has just, a strategical kind of brilliance at the beginning there. You charge all guys down one side, you push your flags down the other side. And they held a long time on that right side, which allowed their flags to respawn guys in and eventually taking this side. CSA didn't really react until it was too late, allowing Union to get the ground. And Jackson's division started using their cav right where we're looking at right now. Whereas Sussy kept their cav on the opposite side of the map, not involved. And that's just a huge misplacement of soldiers. And as a result, CSA side is down a third to a half from a round stage right now. They still have control of the point. And plenty of time left, but this is looking a little rough for CSA right now. Again, match is not over. I'll knock on some wood if you have those thoughts, but
Back in the double eight, seventh right here on this line, seventh right here on this line.
Sussy's got to find something here out of nowhere. Try to pull this one out here and survive to the tiebreaker round. Union team continuing again. They're in this kind of divot area here, holding on the left side of the Pry Grist Mill, trying to really form up here. It looks like they are keeping their flags back on their side of the creek here, and it looks like some of the infantry, some of the cav for Union here just leaking out, and CSA is trickling up to this position here, which is not going to help their tickets. I mean, if you're going to try to push the Union out of here, you got to go in at least together, not independently as a regiment. You're not going to have success. Jackson's division shoved their cav in here.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that body just went flying.
I'm sorry.
We're literally just feeding them tickets. Stop looking. Stop doing it.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah, don't peek that. Don't peek that.
Yeah, fuck you guys down there. You're dumb.
Don't peek down there. Don't peek down there.
Yeah, I mean, 15 minutes left. A lot of time on the clock. Union hits breaking. It's over a half morale stage difference at this point. Yeah, again, Jackson division is going to have to really mess up at this point to lose the game. So, Union, with all the time in the world, looks like they're just going to kind of continue the shootout. I have no reason to charge necessarily.
What is going on?
Shootouts are, not, they're going to yield result for an attacker. We've already seen Jackson's division, Union side, take a lead here with the shootout slowly. It's guaranteed. It's slow, but guaranteed. Whereas charging, it can yield great results or sometimes not so great results depending on the side. And I don't know why. Oh, now they're charging in here with a little more mass. So, Union being forced out. Jackson's division going to try to retake.
You're gonna get this boba tea. You're gonna get this boba nut.
They're behind you, dude. They're coming.
And they're instantly going to repopulate that area.
You're there, boys. Right to our front.
I got a cav line right on the other side, Henry.
Get him. Nice officer, too. Nice officer, too.
Yeah, it's 2/3 of a morale stage difference now. This lead keeps growing. Wow. Where one team picks the side, the other team picks a map, you usually expect a 1-1 result out of this. It is very surprising. I mean, obviously the match isn't over, but it pretty much is. It's very surprising to see Jackson's division here get a 2-0. And not just because it is Jackson's division, it's just really surprising in general to see a side get a 2-0 in a situation like this. So huge props to Jackson's division on tonight's victory. Real huge. Which means Jackson's division is going to advance to the championship to play the winner of 12th Virginia and 2 Corps. Again, they're going to have a similar setup to this next week. CSA charging in now. Yeah, that looks like a vibe of music. I mean, it makes sense for CSA to charge. They got to have something crazy go their way, but it will not really change the result. It's too late. It's too late. You can't come back from it. So CSA hits last stand. If they die, they don't come back. And yeah, and we're gonna see 12th Virginia and 2 Corps next week play the same exact setup. I don't know the maps or the sides yet. They either have decided that or they'll figure that out within the next week. Doesn't matter because I don't know. I'll know next week, Wednesday though. That's for sure. When we watch that matchup, and we'll see 2 Corps. You know, had out of the first round, 2 Corps had the most dominant win in that first round on the Hills counterattack map. Dominating 7th Michigan. Which, if you're 7th Michigan, you're like, why do you have to mention that? You didn't need to say that. But, yeah, 2 Corps got a huge win. 12th VA and 9th Louisiana had a bit of a slugfest with 12th Virginia with the upset there. So that'll be a very good matchup next week. But that doesn't matter for now, even though I've talked about it for a few minutes. Jackson's division is going to get a huge 2-0 today. The 4th seed of the top 4 teams in the bracket. The 4th seed advances to the finals. Who would have thought that, right? And if 12th Virginia beats 2 Corps and advances to the championship, you're going to have 2 4 seeds in the finals. But shit ain't over until it's over, that's for sure. Wow. So, it's what? There's been going to be 5 playoff matches kind of played. Technically 6 if you want to count the 2 rounds tonight. But out of the 6 rounds played in the playoffs so far, 5 of them are going to be upsets, where the lower seeded team advances. And you know, you can read into that as much or as little as you want regarding all that, but that is for you to decide. We just react to the ever-changing battlefield here. Jackson's division looks like they're starting to cross left side. CSA team slowly getting whittled out. I mean, all things considered, Union team has to push through 190 CSA guys, so there's still a lot of the Union team to break through as Union is dropping through breaking. Man, you know, if Sussy Brigade pulled a win out of this, then all my talk for the past 10 minutes is going to be like, what are you doing, dude? You called it too early. And then, you know, I'll feel a little bad. Tickets don't matter at this point for the CSA side, so they can really spread out, crouch, you know, again, none of that matters. They just need to survive until the black timer hits 0. Union team starting to work their way across. They are going to hit final push here, which is going to drop that timer. All CSA needs is more bodies on point when the clock hits 0, which when you're in last stand for, you know, 6 minutes, that's not going to be, in totality, assuming the clock hits 0, that's going to be very difficult to do. I mean, even on a high pop. The Union team slowly just starting to kind of just trying to work around the CSA rights. I mean, how many CSA guys are left? You can check the frontline reporter. Thank you, Archer, for being dead. 95 Sussy Brigade CSA guys alive at the current moment. So about half their team has been wiped at this current time. Still a lot of guys, all things considered. But probably not enough. Down to 90. So Union's going to hit final push. That clock will drop. Give 2-3 minutes on the clock. I mean, it's not that long from the Union mains. I freaking read off the timer at the beginning, 178 seconds. So that's 3 minutes. They got 2 minutes and 58 seconds. Once they hit final push to try to cap it, which is 82 CSA men remaining. It's been a very drawn out last stand.
Keep the rifles blaring, northwest sharpshooters! Use me for cover.
75 remaining.
If you have any bullets, fall back. Do not die. Still use your sword.
I'm falling back as far as we go.
I mean, Union team, I mean, them sitting back and shooting just makes sense here. Sure, you could try to charge and finish this, but I was off by a whole 10 seconds. 2:40 left on the clock. 71 CSA soldiers remaining. Union team, I mean, they got to essentially outnumber CSA almost 2-1 at this point. Point is starting to be captured as Union team is going to push in, and they're going to try to finish it here and now. And with that, Jackson's division is going to fully wipe CSA and Sussex Brigade and get a 2-0 victory tonight, advancing to the championship as a 4 seed. You don't expect that, that's for sure. I mean, again, one side picks the map, one side picks the side, and then they flip that. And usually that means there's going to be a 1-1 99% of the time, but that was not tonight. The 1%, Jackson division getting a huge win over Sussex Brigade. Really well done. Talked about it multiple times tonight, but so Jackson division doing a nice job having their flags go on one side, all the infantry charged the other. It pulled Sussex and CSA all to one side of the map, and it allowed Union to get a foothold. And from there, the cavalry really took over the game. I don't know why Sussex Brigade put the cav on the extreme left side where the fighting wasn't at. I mean, there was a little bit of shooting back and forth compared to the opposite side, but that was just really bad use of pistol play. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel more, go beneath the video, hit the join button. By doing so, you get a live stream of all the War of Rights broadcasts we do, and exclusive non-War of Rights broadcast on the weekly. If you're playing in this match, send me a link to your perspective. Put it in the pinned comment of the video. Thanks to the 5th New Hampshire for sponsoring this broadcast. Check out the Patreon for more of that. God bless. We'll see you on the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your night. That was fast.